a few minutes at the podium for opening comments, then we will open it up for Q&A on the floor. So, Coach, the podium is yours.
I appreciate it. Good afternoon. It's great to be here at my first ACC Football Media Days. This means the sights, sounds, and pageantry of college football is right around the corner. We're really excited to get our preseason camp kicked off next week, and really it's going to set the table for our 2025 season in a really successful way. I want to start by giving a big thanks to Commissioner Phillips. Since I joined the league back in December, he's been a tremendous advocate for the ACC, our 17-member institutions, and most importantly, all of our student athletes. I think we all have a shared responsibility to protect the future of this game, and Jim's obviously got a big part to play in that. I want to thank the media that are here today. You know, while a lot of the conversations nationally are about schedules and settlements and NIL, I just really appreciate keeping the spotlight and the main focus on the players. These are the guys that have the stories, the growth, and the journey that I think makes college football really special, and I thank you for that. I want to thank our president, Susan Wente, and our director of athletics, John Curry, for their belief in me and the future of the Demon Deacon football program. I want to publicly congratulate President Wente on her appointment to the chair of the ACC Board of Directors, a tremendous honor and a testament to her credibility and leadership. Today I'm honored to stand in front of you to represent Wake Forest University, our world-class student athletes, our faculty, our staff, our alumni, and everyone that supports the old gold and black. We are the winningest football program in the state of North Carolina this century. We're the only one in the last 40 years to win an ACC championship. We have 19 players that are going to start their NFL journey this fall. Just excited to build on the success that's been laid before us. To me, college football is the greatest sport on the planet. This game has given me so much. 17 years ago, I was a Division III graduate assistant. I've had an opportunity to work my way up every level of college football, and my journey has been really special and unique. And for that, in this game, I'm very thankful. Officially, it's been 217 days since I've been hired in late December. And from the very first moment, we hit the ground running. We built a tremendous staff. We brought in 43 new players, 8 from the high school ranks and 35 from the transfer portal. Our transfer portal guys bring in 17,000 plus career snaps of experience to our football team. Quickly, we created a vision, we established a standard, and we laid a foundation for what Wake Forest football is going to be like now and into the future. Our players have done a tremendous job of buying into that standard and working hand in hand daily to build the culture of this football team. Since January, we have lived by a process we call Built in the Dark. Built in the Dark is a belief that true greatness is forged in the unseen moments. The dark is a place where no one's watching. There's no crowd, there's no cameras, there's just commitment. The dark is a scary place for most because it's unfamiliar and it's uncomfortable. But at Wake Forest, we embrace those moments. It doesn't scare us, it strengthens us. We want players that love doing hard things. Guys that want to embrace the daily grind and the process and love to grow through life's challenges and adversities. Most players get bogged down by the light. The recruiting rankings, the stars, the money. The light is blinding and will lead you off the path. These players and this team thrive in the dark because they know the best version of themselves, and our team is built there. These players have embraced the challenge since day one, and I have 4 of these guys with me today. Damon Claiborne is a senior running back from King William High School in Virginia. He's one of the first players to say, "I believe in this new era of Wake Forest football." Damon is one of the most explosive players in the country. He's a returning All-American and a Doak Walker Award candidate at running back, and he will be earning his degree in December in communications. Nick Anderson is a senior safety from Centerville High School in Virginia. Nick's the great American story. He's a former walk-on. He turned himself into an all-ACC defensive back, and he's been a team captain last season. Nick has over 250 career tackles and 8 interceptions, but what defines Nick is his passion for the details of the game. Since day one, he's been a tremendous leader and change agent for our program. Next is Devin Kalani. Devin is a senior offensive lineman from Lake Stevens High School in the state of Washington. Devin and I have been on this journey for a long time together. I'm proud of him. He's a starting offensive lineman and a team captain during our time together at Washington State. There's not a greater person that has a better passion for this game than Devin. And it's been great to watch him just take hold of a leadership position as we build the new Wake Forest program. Devon Patterson is also with us today. He's a redshirt sophomore defensive back from Edward White High School in Florida. One of the most talented and athletic defensive backs that I've had an opportunity to work with. And he's locked in and ready for a great, tremendous football season. These guys are the four cornerstones of our football team. They have set the standard. They've demanded the best out of themselves and each other. Our team is fueled at competition at every position. I look forward to seeing that competition come to life this fall. We're excited about having 7 home games this season at a Legacy Federal Credit Union Stadium. And we can't wait to see Deacon Nation out at the August 29th football game. We look forward to building something really, really special with everybody. Because the work you don't see in the dark creates the moments that we'll all never forget. That's the staple of this football program, and with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Coach, thank you. For those in the room and for those who are watching from home, we are happy to have with us in the room students from the Wake Forest Sports Marketing Immersion Program, 30-plus students from all over the country, high school students, and we have 2 of them that have decided that they would like to ask the head coach his first 2 questions. So we will go to the second row, Coach, just to your right.
Don't be nervous, you got this.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Carmen Turner. I'm a part of the Wake Forest Summer Sports Business Immersion Program. And my question is for you. How will you bring what you learned from the West Coast and transfer it here to the East Coast?
I think the biggest thing is, if you really study our history at Washington State, we've been through some of the most adversity in the whole country that any football program has probably ever had to deal with. And the message is adversity is part of life. We've thrived in it. So to be shaped and molded as a young head football coach in that type of environment and create success, I thought was pretty special. And we developed a plan. Built in the Dark is a process. I believe it's a process that can work on the West Coast, East Coast, South, but we're here for a reason. Wake Forest is a special place. A lot of people want to talk about obstacles and why we can't do things. I think there's a tremendous opportunity right here in North Carolina to do something really, really special. And I think those are the lessons that we're going to bring here. It's a really fertile recruiting ground. We have one of the best educational institutions in the whole country. And I think it's a great fit for me and our family, and we're really excited to be here.
Your second question also, right there in the second row.
William Mormouth with the Wake Forest Summer Immersion Program. Coach Dickert, how do you plan to sustain Wake Forest football culture with the constant turnover that the portal provides?
I think you have to have stability. I think you got to be willing to change and adapt with, the coming landscape and where we're going and what we're doing. And it takes guys just like this. Guys like Damon that put a stake in the ground and say, I want to be here at Wake Forest. Not just for the football, but what the value it creates for me and my life and my future. Damon is not just defined by his game and his athleticism. It's the man he is and the man that he wants to be in his future, and I think that's always going to be our edge. We got to know who we are better than most teams in the country. You're not going to come to Wake Forest for the flash. You're going to come here to do something really special in your education. You're going to come here to be built into a great football player, but most importantly, a great man, and I think that's the foundation that we stand on at Wake Forest.
Coach, right side still, third row.
Justin Jones, CarolinaGridiron.com. Built in the Dark is a powerful statement for the new era. What kind of tangible changes have you already seen in player buy-in and performance as a result?
It's funny, I take myself back often to the first team meeting. It was a really nervous atmosphere. Everyone was sitting there not knowing what to expect. The belief is different. You can feel it. You can feel it not just through our coaching staff, you can feel it through the players. You feel the energy of the building the moment you walk in the door. That's not something that's a poster on the wall. Built in the Dark is really about a process. Our purpose has to be greater than your purpose every Saturday. You got to know why you wake up in today's world. And I think we got a bunch of guys that are really driven to do something together. A connected team is a dangerous team. So how do you take 43 new players, 50 plus holdovers from the last staff, and build a team that can create success? You got to connect these guys in unique and different ways, and our guys have really embraced that. And I'm proud of them for it, and it will matter. But the season comes with tremendous highs and unfortunate lows, and you got to be able to handle that adversity. And I think that's what Built in the Dark really means. You embrace those challenges because you know that you're going to be strengthened by it.
Coach, follow the center aisle up and then to the right.
Connor O'Neill, Deacons Illustrated. Jake over here, waving.
Straight ahead, Coach, by the camera.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gotcha.
Wake Forest has had a unique offense over the last decade or so. Power spread is going to be new. What does that look like? How does it define, or how would you define it without giving away any state secrets?
There won't be any state secrets. It starts with power. It's built at the line of scrimmage. I believe physicality travels. We are a national league. You better be able to walk into Texas, to the West Coast, anywhere up and down the East Coast, and be the more tougher football team. It starts with physicality. The best part, we got a guy like Damon Claiborne who, if he can handle 40 carries a game, I think I'm up for that. But it's going to be about being more physical than your opponent and being very multiple at the quarterback position. Wake Forest Demon Deacons haven't had a quarterback that's going to be a runner in quite some time. So we're excited about the multiplicity of that position and how we have to do it as a team and as a unit. But when you can be physical and you can run the ball, it really opens up a lot of play action passes over the top and creates explosive plays.
Coach, left side, third row, hard towards the wall.
Hey Jake, Tony Syracuse, Last Word on Sports. With all the changes in college football, roster limits being one of them, there's a lot to be said about walk-ons, and certainly Nick represents that. What can you say about the potential loss of walk-ons on a roster, given what someone like Nick has been able to accomplish in his career?
I think it's tough. I even go back to my Division III playing experience. I tell these guys all the time, I got to experience something a lot of players don't, and just playing for the love of the game. Nick Anderson bet on himself. He bet on the belief in what he could do and what he could accomplish. And, to lose some of those stories, I think is, one of the tougher part of our game. But we all have to navigate with that. And opportunity is everything. I'm standing in front of you today because I've taken advantage of some amazing opportunities in my life. Like I said, I've been in this game for 17 years. I've moved 11 different times. I'm blessed to be here at Wake Forest, but opportunity is big, and unfortunately we've lost a lot of those opportunities in college football.
Coach, to your right, second row.
Hi, Coach. Tom Shanahan from All Sports Discussion. I write a lot about college football integration in the 60s, including a story about Bill Tate passing away last month. The story got him of zero attention nationally. I was wondering how much you've learned about how important that was, not only at Wake Forest, but nationally, what Bill Tate did, and with his first black players, Bob Grant and Butch Henry, if you could comment on that.
I think the biggest thing, Wake Forest has always been trailblazers in that area. And I think it's really, really important, to know and to understand the history of the place that you've been. So to see Wake Forest, really be a trailblazer in that area, I think is very special. One of the biggest things that, drew me to Wake Forest is the stability of the coaches over a long period of time. So to say that and to know that Wake Forest has been the cutting edge. I believe we had the first black assistant coach in the ACC. So we've always been there. We've always been progressive. We've always been able to adapt and change.
Coach, thank you for your time. You can switch places with Nick.